Look at this beautiful sight. It's a road and it's full of traffic. This is what driving simulators have needed to spice things up and really bring them to a wider market. And I have to give credit to the user that brought this mod to our attention. I'll put your name on the screen because I've forgotten your name. But we're here at Black Cat County in Assetto Corsa to test out this public road modification. And we've of course wanted to test it sensibly, so I've put myself in a slow, relaxed vehicle that your grandma could generally take to the supermarket and put her shopping between her legs in and just have a fun time in. So we've taken this, we've put nice cars on the road, your general, you know, basically the worst cars that are in Assetto Corsa. So we've set them as the road traffic. We've got 40 of them. Any more and our computer was struggling a little bit with the CPU load. So bear in mind this mod does take its toll a little bit on your processor. PC might burst into flames, but that's a risk you've got to take for pure excitement. But we're ready. Off we go. Go. In our sensible car. Now let's see if we can actually drive around this location without ending up in a wall and without ending up with a car in a face. We do have the super advanced safety features of the Lotus 125, namely the hot air balloon tyres that should you collide with another vehicle, bounce that vehicle away from you, and worst case, if you feel like a bumper is going to hit you in the face, you can duck behind your steering wheel and turn sharply, and with any luck the carbon fibre will deflect the vehicle away from your face. We don't need any silly cockpit nonsense that a certain race series is looking to do. As we pass on the right to the car on the left. Oh dear. You really do notice the speed of oncoming traffic. I mean, obviously, the oncoming traffic, they're probably travelling at 80 miles an hour, if that. But when you combine that 80 miles an hour with our 235 kilometres per hour, I don't know why we switched from miles per hour to kilometres per hour there. That kind of confuses the situation. Oh, overtake by the AI. Nice. When you combine the two speeds together, it is rather scary. And generally, in driving simulators, merge with the road, no indicators needed. We'll just stick a hand out the cockpit. In driving simulators, turning left, you tend to all be driving in the same direction, which hides the speed that you're going at in some ways, because everyone around you is going at the same speed as you, give or take. Oh, nearly clipped him, and we just made that, and there's oncoming traffic. Oh, no. Oh, dear, we've walled it. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Donut, back on the circuit. It's all right, we just, the fence was a little bit bent out of shape. The sheep are now on the loose, and they're going to be eaten by the local wildlife. It's not a problem though, it wasn't my fault. Underneath the rock formation, down the hill, let's turn left, indicate, turning left. Oh, it's nice that the AI are actually following the road though in an interesting way. That, you know, they're actually paying attention to the side of the road they're on and driving it fairly normally. I mean, there we go, 100 kilometres per hour. They're sort of driving at the speed limit, give or take, for wherever this is. Oh, nearly ran out of road. Nearly had a head-on collision. So what this really does is raise the question: why don't driving simulators have more fun modes in them? Why do they just focus on, you know, the core, arguably less marketable and arguably more boring aspects of, you know, just simulated racing? Well, of course, the immediate answer to that is that driving simulators are bloody complicated pieces of software, and it takes an excruciatingly amount of talent and development time to just get the basics. So I say basic, to just get stuff like realistic tyres, and then have realistic sort of laser scan tracks or high detail tracks. Oh my god! And then have all the cars in the game also be very detailed, very realistic. Not just the car models, sorry, but your BMW's too slow. Not just have all the models be essentially photorealistic models with one-to-one reality details, but then all the individual physics details and differences in the car, the different types of transmission, the suspension, the, you know, everything that goes into making a highly realistic simulated car. This road's bloody bumpy bit of road. You know, it takes a lot of work and a lot of time just to get a basic racing simulator, even if they were to only have a couple of cars. So you can see why racing developers don't really have much time left to then actually put gameplay features into their simulators. Which I think is a real shame, because it turns out when you do have, whoa, airborne, when you combine gameplay with the depth of simulation and physics that you get from driving simulators, it's really good fun. And stuff like this, just having road traffic on a road with you as you bomb through the countryside, is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it makes it, having civilian cars on the road makes the world again feel lively and feel real, because obviously that's what you associate with real world roads, is cars on them. You don't associate real world roads with being totally barren like Project Gotham Racing or your average racetrack. Obviously, when you're racetrack racing, you expect it to be like a racetrack situation. That's what they're trying to simulate. But, you know, it's nice to change things up a bit. And it's really nice. Merge. Turning right. It's really nice to just have something a bit more playful. And I do think in terms of the sort of financial aspect, I think sim developers in some ways are missing a trick, in that I don't think they necessarily have to go, oh, there we go, into the wall again. That's it. That's another £500,000. The sim racing developers don't necessarily have to go full-on gameplay, but just being a little bit creative about it, such as what this mod has done, is they've just put pit boxes around the track, and this works really well. I think you can put quite a lot in there that really appeals to a wider market, people that like doing cruising and that sort of thing, and I think that has a much wider market appeal than the core racing simulation. Though obviously, you know, I do want the developers to focus on the racing simulator. It's what I'm specifically interested in. But yeah, I think there is a little bit of an argument. I mean, a good example of how popular sort of cruising is and cruise mechanics are, even relatively basic mechanics with cruising, is what you see with Live for Speed, and it's I think it's called the Live for Cruise servers, where all they've done is it's through the, I think it uses JavaScript, I'm not sure, but through server programming, because Live for Speed was coded so nicely, take the racing line through there, they've got all these mechanics for tracking fuel, distance travelled, and sort of police stuff, and, you know, all these little things that are, they're not done properly, but they're done to an extent that it really captures that audience that love that kind of thing. It's the same sort of people that I think like American Truck Simulator, Euro Truck Simulator. It's just it's a type of gameplay that I think has a wide appeal and a wide audience, and that audience haven't really been catered to properly, other than American Truck Simulator. And even that, I think they do a really good job with what they do in that, but even that I think misses the crux of what Live for Speed and some of the cruise servers have started to, back in the day, and they're still running, started to capture. And I think if maybe Slightly Mad Studios with Project Cars 3, or Kunos with Assetto Corsa 2, or just a random company, because it wouldn't necessarily need to have the most accurate of physics, but a company that captures that and implements those types of features into a game, I think will be able to have a very profitable product without necessarily having to do a lot of work, and nowhere near as much work, development work, as you would find in a proper game. So, well, this is pretty good fun. I'm not sure when this ends, since we only put it on 2 laps. Oh, he's pulled over. He's had enough. Oh, there's a rabbit. We've just run over a rabbit. Fortunately, the rabbit was a holographic rabbit and just went straight through the tyre. That's all we vaporised it. Sorry, wildlife. Oh, dear. Oh, that's it. We just took a car out. We do have damage off, clearly. Oh, no! Not only have we just killed a driver of a BMW, but we've also just given a heart attack to 2 old age pensioners and destroyed the local wildlife. Successful day with Gamer Muscle videos. Oh, dear. Yeah, so I don't know when this finishes. Given that it says leaders on last lap, I don't know how it works. I don't know how the mod is operated, the end of track limits, but there you go. Fundamentally, though, this mod is absolutely fantastic. Just pick the car of your choice, pick some civilian-ish looking vehicles. A civilian, you know what I mean. Pick some day-to-day road vehicles that you've actually got in Assetto Corsa, especially if you've got the DLC, which is on sale at the moment. And just cruise around. The only sad thing with this mod is that it is a mod and that it's limited to this one track at the moment. So you can only do it. You can only do it at this location. Fortunately, though, I think this Black Cat County road track is actually a really nice road track. So, of all the tracks, if you had to limit it to one location, this would probably be one of the ones you pick. So, it's not all bad, but it'd be so nice to have this on other mod tracks that have the open environments, like the Lake Louise mod track, and there's a couple of other ones, but I can't remember the names of them off the top of my head. But yeah, this would be a great standalone game mode with a little bit of development. There's another rabbit. It's the same rabbit that we killed earlier. He's perfectly fine. No need to worry. No need to complain to Peter, whatever they're called. Gamer Muscle is not a murderer. Not a murderer. Oh no. That's it. I think that's it. No, we're still going, just about. It begs the question, though. Formula car's fun on this track doing this, but we're going to have to get a drift car, I think. I think the next video we do with this mod will be with a drift car in AC and seeing if we can link up some drifts whilst avoiding oncoming traffic. But there you go. Yeah, absolutely fantastic mod. I'll put a link to the mod in the video description so you guys can grab it, and you'll have good fun with this. There's also some additional things we've done, like turn off the pitbox men and turn off the wrong way sign, which it's very easy to do. The instructions for that I'll link to in the video description as well. So yeah, why don't we have more exciting, more gaming mechanics with driving simulators? Well, obviously because it's more work to develop and they're already stretched, but it would be nice, and it would certainly make things better for those of us that are really snobby and require the ultimate physics and force feedback simulation just to get a basic level of enjoyment out of life. But there you go. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, dislike, and don't forget to watch up for our next video. We're probably going to be taking a drift car out on this circuit. That'll probably be our next video because I don't want to stop playing. It's so good fun. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.